In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can set pfSense automated backup to be sent on Google Drive. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to configure automated backup on pfSense. So we're not going to use any of the package from pfSense. It's going to be a different method and you're going to need one Linux environment to set up script and set up your Google Drive, because by default pfSense does not have anything like that, but you can manually do backup and restore what I showed in my previous video. So we will be using this feature but using a script, and for that I can explain the requirements. So number one is pfSense, of course. Number two is going to be a machine with Linux. I'm going to use Linux Mint, and then a Google account for Google Drive. So these are the three things you need. And then we're going to use a tool on Linux Mint. I will show you step by step. So for this one, I'm going to use a virtual machine with Linux Mint. So I'm going to start with that one. And I'm going to create a virtual machine. I'll try my best to complete this video as soon as possible because it's a bit of lengthy process. It can take like up to 20 minutes, but I'll try my best to complete it as soon as possible. So I have Linux Mint, and then I'm going to choose a disk 40 GB, which should be fine. And then I'm going to use 2 cores, a total of 8 CPUs, and then 8 gigs of memory. So I'm assigning that. You can do the minimum and you can check the requirement on Google. And then I'm going to assign it network and then start at power on. Start after created. Okay, so once it's started, first of all, I'm gonna install this and I will fast forward this process. When you first go boot from CD, it will show you the live environment, but we're going to install it. Okay, so the Linux Mint is being installed. You can use any of the desktop environment Linux flavor. It can be Ubuntu desktop as well, because we're going to need a browser to use the tool for the backups to go into Google Drive. Meanwhile, you can create a new Google account, or if you want to use your current one, make sure you don't have 2FA enabled on that one, so that way we can log in into that account. But later on you can do that. Or if you have 2FA enabled, I guess it will be possible because we're going to log in through the web browser. And make sure you create a folder with pfSense underscore backups, or otherwise you can change that in the script. Okay, so let the Linux Mint install and then we will. All right, Linux Mint has been installed. Now I'm going to restart this. And then I'm going to copy all these commands and I'm going to just paste in Google Doc in the same drive. And I'll show you why I did that. Okay, so let's just log in. Next step is going to be apt update and apt upgrade on our Linux machine. Anything you're going to install, make sure you do apt update and apt upgrade before doing anything. Apt update and apt upgrade space -y. All right, update and upgrade is completed. Now we are going to install our clone application on this one, and for that the command will be in the description of this video. And just copy, and the copy paste will not work here, so I'm just going to type it, clear the screen, curl https, and then rclone.org/install.sh, and then sudo bash. Okay, so now it's downloading and it will run the script. Okay, and then we are going to run this command, which is the next one. You can see rclone config. And I'm just going to change the size of the screen and I'll zoom it in just so you can see. Okay. So the first one is going to be N for creating a new remote location. And if I can show you along with this one, I have mentioned everything here. And then the next one is going to be the remote name. Make sure you set it G drive, or if you want to change it, you can change it then you will need to change it in the script as well. And we will create the script later. Hit enter. And then here it's number 22 for Google Drive. So you can see we have so many cloud options. But since I'm going to use Google Drive, you can see number 22 is Google Drive. So I'm going to select and type 22. Okay, and for the next one, for the client ID, option client ID, just leave it as it is. And for the option client secret, leave it as it is. And then for this one, select number 1, full access of all files. And then for this one, for account service, you just need to leave it empty as it is. And then when it's asked for advanced config, and that means no, we don't want any advanced configuration for now. And it's asking use web browser to automatically authenticate our clone with remote. So that's why we're using the Linux Mint machine. Otherwise, we could use any CLI. But for to use this feature, we do need a graphical user interface. If you have Ubuntu server, you can use a GUI to install on Ubuntu server. If you don't know how to do that, I have like so many different videos on those topics. You can just go to my channel and watch those. And you don't need to create a new machine. If you have any currently running machine with the desktop environment, you can do that on that as well. And then for this one, I'm going to say yes, and it's gonna give me a link. Normally what it does, it automatically opens the web browser, but if it doesn't, just need to copy link and then go to the web browser. And I'm just going to open a new tab and I'll paste this link here, and it should open the Google page for me. And I have this account set up. Let me just re-verify if it's the right one. Zoned Solutions Backup at gmail.com. And then I have created pfSense underscore backups, and make sure you create this folder. Okay. And then I'll have to enter the password. So if you have 2FA or anything enabled, hopefully it will work because you are in the browser and you should be able to authenticate that. Gonna save it, continue. All right, now you can see it says all done. Please go back to our clone. So that means it's successfully connected. I'm just going to close this browser, and then now it's asking, and you can see the notice as well, got code. So it's done. Configure this as shared drive. I'm gonna say yes. And then for the confirmation, yes, this is okay. Then hit Y, hit enter, and then now you can see our G drive is connected and we can just quit from that. Hit enter. Okay, so next step is going to be the creation of script. So for that, I'm gonna go back into my Google Drive since I have logged in into my Google account drive.google.com, and I will my drive, there should be pfSense folder. Yeah, I'm gonna open this document and then I'll copy the script from here. So script is starting from bin bash and until the last line of this, and then I'm just going to copy this and going to paste it here. So first let me see where I am. I'm in the root. I'm going to go into home directory and home, Talha, and desktop. And here I will create a file. I'll name it pfSense underscore backup.sh. And then I'm going to open this file. I used Nano Editor for that. And then I'm just going to paste whatever I have copied from the file. And then I'm going to increase the size of it a little bit so we can see all the commands. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll up to change the things what I want. So for me, the pfSense IP address is 10.0.0.1 and I'm using this port. If you guys don't have any port, you can just leave it as it is, the IP address. Or if you have changed any other port to, then you can do 9099. And if the simple IP address doesn't work, then you can try using port 80 or 443. And this is going to be the pfSense user and pfSense password. So we need a pfSense user as well. Okay, so I'm in the pfSense, go to system and user manager, and then create a new user and give it any name, any password, and then save the user. Once you have created the users, then go back again to the users manager and then click on edit user. So I created this one, backup user, and then under effective privileges, click on add and then find backup under diagnostics. So I already have added that one, so that's why it's not going to show up here, but it will be web cfg and backup and restore, stuff like that. I'll show you here. I click on this one, so it will be web cfg diagnostics backup and restore. You need to add that one and then hit save and your user will be created. So I already have this user, that's why I did not create. But if you want to create a new user, you will have to follow two steps. In first step, you will create a user. In the next step, you will add it and assign the privileges. You cannot do it in the first attempt. Okay, so once you have user created, then you're going to put username here. For me, it's called backup user. And then I'm going to enter the password. Okay, I have entered the password. So the next thing you can see, Google Drive configuration, G Drive, what I mentioned in the initial setup of our clone, G Drive. If you change any name, then make sure you change it. And then the folder, what I have created in my Google Drive, this one right here. If you want to assign it to any other folder, then update folder here. And if you want to change the file name, you can change it here like pfSense config or whatever, but don't change the data and XML and other stuff. And that's all. You're all done. Control X, hit Y to save. And then let's try running this script. I have to assign it executable permissions. Now you can see it's not executable. So chmod plus X to make it executable. And now I'm going to execute it with the dot slash and then file name and hit enter. Okay, so it took a few seconds and then it returned back. And I'm just going to refresh this and let's go back to the pfSense. You can see the file is created and you can see the time as well, 3:35 p.m. and it's 3:36. So it was created a minute ago, and that's how you can set up automated backups. So with this one, we just created a backup just for test. So what is going to be the next step? Next and the last step. Last step is going to be setting up a scheduler for this one. For that, we are going to use, I think I have that in the script as well. No, I don't have that, but I'm going to add that in my description of this video as well. But if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you on my website as well. So I have this free cron job generator. So you can set up whatever you want. Like, let's say I want the backups to run at every 2 a.m. in the morning and every day. I'm going to click on it and just copy this. And under Linux machine, I'll open. can see it here. 3 sterics and a 1 steric in the start, and then 2. So that means it will run backups every day at 2 a.m. And then we're going to set we're using what username and then where is the file directory. So I will paste everything in the description of this video. This video is getting too long, so you just need to copy that, and if you want to change it from daily to, let's say, every week, you can just modify it. Like you can select the date, like that date of that month, and if you want every month, then keep it static, or if you want like one backup a month, you can do just change it as you want, and you can see the description here as well. So that's it, guys. You can see I was able to generate the backup using the script. So you just need to set up a cron a job for that script to run it automatically. It will keep taking the backups automatically from that script file. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any kind of questions, concern, make sure to comment me below in this video. And don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next video.